money, motherfucker!
I have never really been a big jewelry guy. Never have been. I've got this little cheap necklace worth pretty much nothing. It's got a charm on it that my dad gave to me over 25 years ago. But I couldn't tell you carat weight off the top of my head. I couldn't tell you the difference between a VVS and a VS diamond. I just recently relearned what those mean, but I couldn't tell you the difference. I wouldn't say no to a Rolex one day, but maybe one day in the distant future. But like most people, as you're scrolling through social media, your feed throws you random stuff that you never ask for. And about a week ago, one of those clips grabbed me. It was Max, the owner of Trax NYC, a New York jeweler, confronting another jeweler owner. McKenna, let's play the video. It's only about 1 minute long. This will give you some context. So let's play that video and then I'll get into it.
Where's my fucking money, motherfucker? Where's my fucking money?
Max.
Where's my money? I got this fucking bracelet. Where's my money? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Max.
Doc, motherfucker. You say VVS, I3, 14 karat, and you're using my name! You 6447. Yeah, 6447. Thief! You thief!
Stop, take him.
No! Get the hands off of me, bro! Get your hands off of me, bro!
Max, I love you. Calm down.
Yeah, bro.
Calm down. Calm down.
Calm down. You give me my money,
You're never gonna see that.
Ron, where in the world am I going with this one?
That's what I asked you earlier.
Yeah. Now, there was a follow-up to that video that happened a day or two later. A face was spat on. Max got his face spat on. Punches were thrown. A guy tried to strangle Max with the chain that he was wearing. It was absolutely nuts. And it's just spiraled from there. Police eventually got involved. And I had no idea what was going on, but I watched the whole thing, then another clip and another, and suddenly it was days later and I was still down the rabbit hole and am today. Before long, I was neck deep in the world of Trax NYC, that guy's company and his inner circle, including this guy named Moses the jeweler. He's another charismatic guy. He's hilarious, incredibly sharp, and seems to be a good guy, just like Max. They've both given away hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of dollars worth of jewelry to help grow their brands. I didn't really expect to care, but here I am, days of watching these guys break down gold prices, talk industry scams, teaching people how to spot fakes and peel back the curtain on what it's like running a brand in the world where trust is everything, where people have affluence, or the people that have affluence are spending hundreds of thousands and sometimes millions of dollars on watches and rings. And here's the part that really caught me. The initial video with the confrontation, it wasn't about jewelry. It was about brand theft. That confrontation I first saw, it stemmed from an adjacent business allegedly using Trax NYC's identity. They were pretending to be them, and a $21,000 chain was sold to a customer as if it came from Trax NYC when it didn't. The amount of the sale was inflated, and the carat amount of gold was even faked. I forget what it was. I think they sold it as 14 karat. It was really 10 karat, something like that. And what Max has built isn't just a store. He's built a brand with a very specific tone, personality, and message. When you watch his other videos, he's not this crazy guy that you saw on this clip. He just reached his boiling point, and trust is at the core of his message. He's got 3.1 million followers on Facebook, almost 4 million followers on Instagram. His TikTok isn't quite there yet, but it's growing with about 125,000 followers. And that didn't happen by accident. He showed the work. He told his stories. He built a real connection with people, not just by what he sold, but how he showed up. That's trust, and trust is earned. So when someone takes the very thing you've built, whether it be your videos or your voice or your name, and uses it to close their own deals, that's theft. It's not inspiration. It's not flattery. It's putting on someone else's skin like a costume and pretending to be you. And listen, I'm someone who thinks mimicry is often just part of the game. We all get influenced. We all see things that work and think, how can I do my own version of that? But there's a difference between being inspired by someone's vibe and stealing the entire essence of what makes them valuable. The more I watched, the more I realized Max wasn't mad about some bracelet. He was mad that someone was using his reputation to sell theirs. Over the years, people have copied my work at various companies that I've been at, and I've mostly just laughed it off, but it struck me. I've seen loan officers, real estate agents, and people outside the housing rip content word for word. I've seen local brands steal design templates and just swap out the logo. And I've seen people take someone else's voice or mimic their captions or their colors, their style, and try to pass it off like it was theirs all along. Here's the truth. When you build a brand that actually connects, people are going to copy it. Some of them just admire it. Some of them are learning. Some are trying to figure out their own voice and just uses yours as maybe a springboard. That's not a crime. That's just part of the creative process. But some people, they skip the inspiration phase. They go straight to imitation. And worse, they try to profit off what you've already earned. And that's what happened here. And I get why Max snapped, because when your brand is that personal and someone tries to take it from you, it doesn't just feel like business. It feels like betrayal. It feels criminal. And if you've ever put your name on something that mattered, something big, you know that feeling as well. That's why I think this moment is bigger than just jewelry. It's a reminder for anyone trying to build something that lasts. Your brand has to be yours. Yes, you can be influenced. Yes, you can remix. Yes, you can learn from what's working. But the minute you start blindly copying someone else's content or their tone or name without putting your own spin on it, you're not building a brand, you're building a knockoff. And no matter how shiny a knockoff is, people eventually find out it's fake. So if you're trying to make a name for yourself in any industry, here's my advice. Don't try to be Trax NYC. Don't try to be Little Nessy or Dave or Ron or someone like a Sean Herrero or a Shayla Gifford. Don't try to be anyone but your own self. Let people know what you stand for. Let them hear your voice. Let them see your face, even when you hate being on camera, and give them something and someone real to trust. Because once you do that, people follow you, people trust you, and you'll never feel the urge to steal from someone else.